Sunderland AFC, sometimes described as the most depressing club in English football. Located in the northeast of England, their last league title was in 1936. Since then, it's all downhill. While they've had several top-flight spells, most notably for 10 years from 2007 to 2017, there's always been a sense of doom and gloom around the Stadium of Light. Until now. Today, we make it our mission to make Sunderland the best club in Europe. It all begins in the Championship, England's second tier. My first game in charge was against Coventry City, and immediately there were clear defensive issues, as Coventry scored early. Our first 3 games were a complete disaster. Our loss to Rotherham came in the Carabao Cup, and a goal from new signing Hal Robson-Kanu was not enough to reverse this horrific defending. Against QPR, which was already a relegation 6-pointer, we needed a change, and my choice to switch to a 4-2-3-1 formation paid off big time as we destroyed QPR in the first half. They made it nervy in the second, but we came out with the first win of the Bramatic Army era. We remained unbeaten for the remainder of the month, despite some tough fixtures. This included a trip to Sheffield United, a cold rainy night in Stoke, and Norwich at home, who we sent back to the Championship. Oh, wait, they're already in the Championship. Got the order mixed up. At the end of August, we found ourselves in 8th place, a solid place to be as a promoted side, and especially after our start. September began with a Ware-Teen derby against Middlesbrough. It started off in the worst way possible as Gillies smashed in a stunner. This was followed by an instant reaction from Stewart. We then won a penalty, but Lyndon Gooch was less than impressive. An unmarked Chuba Akpon allowed Middlesbrough to take the lead heading into the second half. However, we weren't to be stopped as Amad Diallo equalized at the start of the second half. But yet again, Middlesbrough responded. We looked like we were headed for defeat, however Ross Stewart managed to save us a draw. What a way to start our account in Northeast derbies. If there's one thing you can rely on, it's FM giving you the worst ever takes in the social feed. The rest of the month was unbeaten, starting with a strong 3-0 victory over Millwall. Reading away saw our loanee Joe Gelhardt eviscerate them with 5 goals in a 6-2 destruction that even I didn't expect. The last game of September put us against Watford away. It didn't start well as Watford scored first, but Elliot Embleton made sure we left with something. The draw saw us drop to 9th place, which was unfortunate, but at least we didn't lose any games. Would that be the case for October, where the schedule makers made us feel the impending nature of the World Cup break? Well, it started exactly the way I thought it would. Disaster. 2-0 down to Preston at halftime. Robson-Kanu, come on, cross it. Or hit it, that works too. Clark. On the ball, Stewart, yes! 2-2, let's go. One more chance, one more chance, one more chance. Stewart, come on. Oh yes, let's go. That's the good news. The bad news was how Robson-Kanu would be out for 2 months after picking up an injury during our 1-0 triumph over Blackpool. His absence showed in our 1-1 draw with Swansea, who would put Ole at the wheel later that month. As for us, we weren't fazed, as back-to-back 4-0 wins over Rotherham and Wigan allowed us to climb the table. We entered the Blackburn game with confidence, but we had to settle for a draw. Any chance for us to climb higher to automatic promotion was then destroyed by a Burnley side that was 8th, our first defeat in 14 games. Our final game of the month was against Luton Town. We secured the victory to sit 5th after October. We came through the fixture nightmare that was this month with only 1 defeat. This is pretty impressive, but Salernitana is top of Serie A, by the way. There were only 3 games in the month of November, and the first 2 were victories over Huddersfield and Cardiff. Against Birmingham, however, and FM reminded me why I both love and hate this game. December, the month that can make or break the type of season we're going to have. Up first, top of the league West Brom. Boom! Next, the rematch with Blackburn at home. Boom! Wigan away to keep the momentum. Boom! Blackpool to kick off the new year. Boom! Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Swansea. Boom! Rivals Middlesbrough. Boom! Rotherham away. Boom! Our place in the league standings. Boom! First place. Where we go from here is up to us. February began with an absolutely unacceptable loss to Millwall, and we followed that up with a nervy home win over Reading. Against QPR, however, and things were back to... Oh, come on. Why? Well, at least Amad Diallo's fit. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! Despite losing Joe Gelhardt for 2 months and Diallo for the season, the results kept coming in. One of those results was a clutch win over Sheffield United, where Hal Robson-Kanu scored in stoppage time to give us a 2-1 win. Our unbeaten run saw us enter the final month of the season with a comfortable 8-point advantage. After an underwhelming 1-1 draw with Burnley, Elliot Embleton got a double against Birmingham, which broke the record for most team goals in a championship season. Joe Gelhardt struck a hat-trick against Huddersfield to put us on the brink. All we had to do was beat West Brom away, and we'd be promoted as champions. Oh, that's offside. I think that's offside. That looks offside to me. Oh my gosh. They're not going to call the offside. The lead was cut down to 6 points, and as an Arsenal fan, my fear of choking the league title was really high. Fortunately, despite a very nervy game, we held on to a 0-0 draw with Watford to secure Sunderland's promotion as champions. Meanwhile, it was West Brom who choked. They failed to win the remaining games and dropped into the playoffs where they lost the final to Middlesbrough, which coincidentally means all three Northeast rivals will play in the Prem next season. Heading into the final day, there was still one thing left to do: break the 100 points barrier. The lap has given Preston the lead. Let's show that we can respond like championship champions. And Gelhardt has equalized instantly. And he find a good pass. Joe Gelhardt, Robson Kanu has surely won it for Sunderland. We finished the season on 101 points with an incredible attacking record that saw us score 115 times, a championship record. However, our defense will definitely need improvement if we want to stay in the Prem, as I'm pretty sure 67 goals conceded has to be some kind of championship record for most goals conceded by a title-winning team. Joe Gelhardt won the Golden Boot and Player of the Season, while I won Championship Manager of the Season. And now, here's a quick look at the footballing world. Salernitana sadly came 11th, but the streets won't forget their brief lead of the Serie A table in October. Meanwhile in Germany, Bayern walked the Bundesliga. They even made the Champions League final where they lost to Liverpool, who won the treble. So, I guess that means that Nunez is officially better than Erling